Good morning, everybody. This is the Fantasy Sports Boss with the wrap-up, the Thursday night wrap-up, the Slop Fest. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse after Indianapolis and Denver the week before, the Commanders and Chicago Bear offenses say, hold our beer. Let's show you how it's really done in terms of being putrid. And it was just a disgusting game, 12-7 in favor of the Commanders. And what I'm going to say, we already knew the Chicago Bears were just a complete joke offensively. And you really, other than David Montgomery, who's really just a volume guy, you avoided all their offensive players. Just like I talked about the Indianapolis Colts a couple of weeks ago when they completely went off the rails offensively, I'm going to say the same thing now about the Washington Commanders. You can't use any of these players right now. Now, at least with Indy, you have Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman, who you could use. So let me rephrase that a little bit. But when it comes to the Commanders, you can't use any of these players right now. That's how bad it has gotten. And for Carson Wentz, holy shit. I mean, he's going to go through a third organization now in 3 years. He looks awful. I mean, just terrible. 12 for 22, 99 yards. He couldn't hit simple 5-10 yard out routes. It was just bad. And I think Sam Howell, I started saying this last week, Sam Howell, who can run and throw and really lit it up this preseason, is somebody we need to start paying attention to in the Superflex leagues. Now, Justin Fields, I'll give him some credit. He hung in there, threw a touchdown, also threw an interception, ran for 88 yards. Was beat up throughout the game. He's still not fantasy worthy. But you could see the dual threat potential he has, but this team is so bad you just can't use him. In terms of the rest of the players, listen, David Montgomery, 15 of 67, one catch for 13 yards. Khalil Herbert, 7 for 75. You're giving 7 carries to your better running back and 15 to a guy who, can't even go more than 4 yards without falling down. That shows you that they just don't get it in Chicago, even with the new coaching staff. In terms of the Washington Commanders, Brian Robinson clearly is the guy. 17 of 60 with 1 touchdown. He's still getting his legs under him. You need to be patient with him. I know we're not patient in fantasy football, but Brian Robinson's going to need a little bit more time. But you can see that the potential is there. Antonio Gibson needs a trade. 5 for 35. Not bad running the football, and he caught 3 balls for 18 yards. It was mostly on one drive, though, in the second half. Gibson needs a trade. This coaching staff doesn't believe in him. Ron Rivera doesn't believe in him. If you still have Gibson, you can't play him, but I would hold him until the trade deadline just to see if he does get moved. J.D. McKissick, no catches. So, again, I don't know what is going on with these coaches. You have a great pass-catching back, and he doesn't even catch a single pass. So you can't even use this guy either. And he's a borderline drop. Man, the receivers. So, Terry McLaurin, 3 catches for 41 yards. He's only gotten, I believe, 15 or more fantasy points in 1 or 2 games this season. It's been bad. He's once again, it's the quarterback play. And you know what? Maybe we're reaching a point too, though, where, Terry McLaurin may just not be as good as we envisioned him. We could keep saying the quarterback. Well, maybe he's just not as good as we thought he was going to be. Maybe he is just a high-end or an inconsistent wide receiver 3, low-end wide receiver 2. But right now, he is just a wide receiver 3 at best. All right? And how about this one? Curtis Samuel, 2 for 6, and he dropped a 40-yard touchdown catch. Not used in the running game again, I don't understand that either. He was a dual threat guy the first few weeks. He was doing some really nice things, and then they went away from it. So Curtis Samuel, it was a fun ride the first 2-3 games of the season, but now he's a borderline drop. Definitely a bench guy going forward. Darnell Mooney, 7 for 68. So Darnell Mooney made the most of what, came to him yesterday. If you're starting Darnell Mooney, you got problems, and it's not a knock on the player. At least in this case, it's clearly the quarterback. So anyway, that's my take on the game yesterday. More videos on the way soon, including the live stream later on today. I believe either 5 or 5:30 will be the live stream, so tune in for that. Hit the subscribe, hit that notification button. We will talk soon.